Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo Woo Shot himself.
Of Harlem.
Shine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho. Dímelo, mi gente, que lo que. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Señores, vamos a hablar de esta vaina, del boxeo. 2022. Full of surprises, my friends. Michael James in the building. Eric, what's good, bro? Hugo Sánchez. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Hey, Lopez in the building. The cog, what's good? Dímelo, Lopez. X-Shape Form in the building. What's good, man? Megan, Jason. Without the Friday the 13th, my friends. A lot of people in the boxing world talking about this subject. And I think I'm one of the latest ones that have been talking about this subject because, of course, man, I felt like I don't even know if this is really going to come through fruition. Of course, we've been hearing Charlo versus Makabu, cruiserweight. Makabu. I don't like this punch. This is my chance. And now Canelo is trying to go and fight Jermall Charlo. This was my chance. Eh? What about my tickets? What about my sweepstakes? Eh? You came to the WBC convention and you told me, you look at me in the eye and say, I will be your next opponent. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. My village was waiting for this. And now you want Jermall Charlo. Eh? You going to look up or you want to look down, Canelo? Eh? Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people was criticizing that fight, though. A lot of people was criticizing Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, pound for pound, number one, libra por libra, número uno. Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. They was criticizing people in the boxing world was actually criticizing Canelo Alvarez for wanting to go to the cruiserweight division and become a five division world champion. And there was critique. Dios mío, mi gente, what boxing? I'm gonna say it like this, man. The fans, the boxing fans, I'm gonna say it like this. Half of them or most of them is bipolar, man. For real. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all don't know what y'all want to respect. Huh? But I just want to start this off, y'all. I want to start this off. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw the thumbnail. You read the title. This is not about that. I don't think that Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo is a good fight. It's not that I don't think that is. I don't think it's a bad fight. Excuse me. It's not a bad fight. Let me make it clear. It is not a bad fight. Let me make this clear, ladies and gentlemen. I admire the way that Canelo have orchestrated his career. Love his resume, love his accomplishments, love that he's leading the way, love that he's, filling the void for the, oh my God, fighters don't fight enough. Ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez is 4th division world champion and newly super middleweight undisputed. How can you be mad at Canelo Alvarez? The excuses after Jermall loses will be entertaining. Mr. Cheese in the building. Shut up, ESPN. Yo no veo esa vaina de college football. Déjame quieto, oíste. Estoy hablando de boxeo. Anyway. It is not a bad fight. It is not a bad fight. I want to stress it out for you folks because there's going to be people that's going to look at the thumbnail and be like, oh, yo, what happened, yo? You really don't want to see? Yo, Punch, you really don't want to see Jermall Charlo? What is it? You hate Jermall Charlo? No. Fan of Jermall Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, Bubu Andre. I like it all, my friends. I like it all. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. You already know, man. This is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine, el doble sazón, el borracho, pastor de boxeo. Ain't nobody got this energy like me. Smash the like button. Yo estoy trabajando aquí, mi gente. I'm working right here, right now. Smash the like, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. Okay? Y no smash the like button, me voy de aquí. Me pago la vaina ya y me voy de aquí. I did fucky, do 4 children with my wife, okay? So, shout out to all the boxing content creator that's doing their thing, keeping it on boxing logically and objectively. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is not a bad fight. This is not about that I don't think that Charlo got the skills to be in the ring and challenge Canelo Alvarez. But I love the sport of boxing. I see the potential that Jermall Charlo could have. I see the potential in Jermall Charlo's legacy. I see the potential in Jermall Charlo in one of the most historic prestige division in the sport of boxing. That's the middleweight division, in which he is a champion. And I would love to see a unification bout with Boo or Triple G. Is that bad for me? Is that a complaint? No, not a complaint, my friend. Halim, what's good, my brother? Is that a problem with me? No problem, right? Is it a problem that I want to see unification bout in the middleweight division, one of the most prestige, historic division in the sport of boxing? When we're talking about prestige division, we're talking about the heavyweight division, the middleweight division, the welterweight division, the lightweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, the middleweight division. Hearns, Hagler, that division. One of the best first round in the sport of boxing history. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a damn how you think. Well, I give a damn how you think, but I'm just letting you know how I think. I love the notion that Jermall Charlo could create a legacy without Canelo. And by creating a legacy without Canelo is the potential to fight a Boo Andre, potential to fight a Triple G, unify, become undisputed, and then the fight with Charlo and Canelo would not just be a Canelo sweepstake. It would not just be a Canelo showcase. It will be a undisputed in the middleweight division versus an undisputed super middleweight division. It will be pound for pound, and it will be a marquee fight for both men. That's what I think it could happen. Again, do I think that Jermall Charlo has the skills and talent to compete with Canelo Alvarez? Yes. But is he ready? I don't know. A boxer would look at me. What the fuck are you talking about, Punch? You're not in the gym with me. You ain't putting in this work with me. What you talking about, Punch, that I'm not ready? Okay. But logic speaks to me and says that this, espera, señor, excuse me, Punch. Punch, bro, you be having my stomach hurt. Gracias, my friend. And no, serious, my friend. I'm serious around here. Ain't nobody serious. Ain't nobody more serious than Punch Wrong Boxing, all right? I'm breaking it down on boxing logically and objectively. These are my modern day warriors, modern day gladiators that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Some of y'all might just be looking at Canelo as a Canelo fan. Some of y'all just looking at it like a Jermall Charlo fan. I'm looking at the best interest of the sport of boxeo. Huh? Why can't I look at it like that, folks? There's going to be people out there that be like, hey, yo, but Punch, what about Yerdrum? Was he ready for Canelo Alvarez? Yeah, I know y'all hear that, right? Don't y'all hear that? Yo, what about Punch? What you talking about? Was Yerdrum ready for Canelo Alvarez? Was Liam Smith ready for Canelo Alvarez? Was Fielding ready for Canelo Alvarez? The same old narrative, the same old pushback. It don't make any sense. You know why? Because nobody looked at Fielding or Jermall or Liam Smith as a potential invested marquee fighter, but Jermall Charlo is. It's not about, see, I hate when people, well, I'm not going to, hate is a bad word. I don't like or I dismiss when people say, but yo, Punch, but Jermall, did he deserve the fight? Did Fielding deserve the fight? It's not about that. Because right now, if Jermall Charlo does fight Canelo Alvarez right now, he'll be no different from Jermall. He'll be no different from Fielding. He'll be no different from Liam Smith. So stop with the dumbass analogy. You're bringing it to my face because I will dismiss it. Stop it. I think of Jermall Charlo more than Fielding. I think of Jermall Charlo more than Liam Smith. I think of Jermall Charlo more than Jermall. Fielding, I think of him more. And when I say I think of him more, is that he could create a legacy without Canelo Alvarez. I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to throw it right back to y'all because there's people that might. So just let me make a little bit more sense. Let me clarify the ish for y'all. Earl the Truth Spence. Bud Crawford. Right? Bud Crawford is 3 division world champion, undisputed at 140. Earl the Truth Spence is one of the pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing. Unified welterweight. Did Earl Spence need Manny Pacquiao to reach the level that he's at right now? No. Did he need Mayweather? No. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what people before, look, last year, people was talking about the possibility of Earl Spence fighting Canelo Alvarez. Do you know why? Because he has some respectable legacy behind it. Because he's still on the pound for pound list. Ladies and gentlemen, Jermall Charlo have more of an argument in terms of legacy to fight Canelo Alvarez. I'm not saying that Jermall Charlo is worse, or I'm not saying that Jermall Charlo is better than his brother. What I am saying is that Jermall Charlo has the ability and the skills to have a legendary legacy in the middleweight division, in which he has a chance to fight a Demetrius Andrade, Boo Boo Andrade. And I don't give a damn how y'all feel about Demetrius Andrade. I give 2 shits about, oh, he's boring. Oh, he don't knock out anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been following the sport of boxing. If you in America, you've been following the sport of boxing. There was a time one of the best classes of boxing was the 07-08 class. Ladies and gentlemen, it had the Charlo brothers. It had the Bud Crawfords of the world. It had the Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman, Charles Hatley, Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell, Alexander Usyk, Sean Porter, Daniel Jacobs. And guess who's the #1 man in the damn country? That was Demetrius Andrade. The reason why Demetrius Andrade is avoided, not by the fighters, by the business handlers behind the scenes, those filthy, crusty hands in the cookie jar, is because they know exactly what Demetrius Andrade brings to the table. Charlo knows what he brings to the table. Triple G knows what he brings to the table. Everybody in this era knows exactly who is Demetrius Andrade. I don't give a damn what y'all feel. I don't give a damn about your analogy. I'm talking about facts. Facts. Everybody in this era that was following boxing or coming through the ranks of boxing, coming through the amateur circuit, know who the hell Demetrius Andrade is. You know why? Because he was the #1 dude in America. Forget about what y'all think. These are the facts. I understand why the business handlers, I'm not talking about fighters, ain't nobody scared of nobody. Jermall Charlo, Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, no, they're not afraid of Demetrius Andrade and vice versa. But the business handlers are. Oh, yeah. The business handlers are. Yet, let me say this. I don't want Canelo to dictate everything in the sport of boxing. I want I want others to build their legacy as well. I don't want to just sit around and say, who Canelo Alvarez is going to fight next? Who Canelo Alvarez is going to fight next? Who Canelo Alvarez got to fight next? Because if you keep doing that and if you keep enabling that as fans, guess what? Then Charlo going to be moving that way. Blue going to be moving that way. Triple G going to be moving that way. Everybody going to be moving that way from 175, from 160 to 175. These guys can make. Dímelo, Lopez. Dr. Mofongo. Dímelo, mi hermano. Dímelo, Punch. El Pastor de Boxeo. The Andre argument by fans is weak. Talk to me. Talk to me. One of the best things about this sport is seeing the clash of styles. Give me Andre Canelo all day. Me también. Me también. But I'm not going to contradict myself. Even though I would love to see, even though Jermall Charlo and the Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, and Demis Andre and Canelo Alvarez is a good fight to me. It's a good. I just think that they could build a legacy without Canelo. They could create a legacy without Canelo. If they go at one another, if they beat whoever even beats Triple G, because there's a lot of people out there that feel like Triple G could beat Canelo Alvarez. If you beat Triple G, and then people gonna be like, yo, Canelo Alvarez couldn't do that to Triple G. You create this you create the imagination, you create that fight. You will be, yo, Charlo, Canelo. And it won't be no DK. Here's the lotto ticket. This is what Charlo is right now. A lotto ticket. He has the potential so it could be legacy versus legacy. Pound for pound versus pound for pound. Undisputed versus undisputed. That's what I want to see. I do not want boxing to be dictated by Canelo Alvarez. I want Bivol and Beterbiev to get it on. What you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Charlo and Andre? What are you waiting for, Triple G? And fuck that Murata. I'm not saying fuck the Murata, but I'm just saying the man just got a belt. He got handed a belt. You fans are giving them a pass, bro. It's easy for me to say, yep, it's a good fight. Jermall Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. He's not ready. This could be a bigger fight. It could be a monumental fight. It could be a legacy fight for both parties. Now they pay. The boxing world and the champions in the middleweight division is abandoning the middleweight division, or prestige, one of the prestige division, or historic division. We are abandoning it because you letting the Canelo thing get in the way. Go, Canelo. Canelo, you don't got to prove me as a fan. You don't got to prove to me nothing. Canelo Alvarez, you've been doing the work. Canelo Alvarez, you already fought 4 times in the span of 4 months. You now in the span of 11 months. You no pressure. I no pressure for you. No pressure as a fan to you. No, you good, very good. Cruiserweight, Makabu, very good. I want to see y'all do the work now. I want to see you and Canelo Alvarez doing the work. David Benavidez, can you do the work? Bivol, do the work. Beterbiev, do the work. Andre, do the work. Charlo, do the work. Come on. Oh, do the work. Let's go. Turn this to a motherfucking music up here. Dímelo. Just me. What's good, borracho? There's more than one way to greatness. If there isn't a real greatness, make their way. Thank you, man. Thank you. What's up, Punch? I'm glad I caught you. This show is the best in town. Ya tú sabes, dímelo, mi hermano. My friends. This is no good. Hold on. My friends, hold on. Give me a second. This resume, ladies and gentlemen, mira, mi gente. Juan Mantiel. Is he ready? No, mi hermano, he's not ready. Sergey Derevchenko. Hey, yo, Jermall Charlo beat Sergey Derevchenko, though. He beat Sergey Derevchenko, though. He beat Sergey Derevchenko. ¿Y quién es ese tipo, mi hermano? Who is that? Who's that, my friends? Who is that? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, who is that, my friends? How many times do I gotta hear somebody with the pushback and tell me, but yo, Jermall Charlo, B. Sergey Devchenko, ¿quién es ese tipo, mi hermano? Who is that, my friends? Who is that? He championing? Is he championing? No, my friends. Dennis Hogan. Who is that, my friends? Huh? Brandon Adams. Who is that, my friends? Korobov. Who is that, my friends? Centeno Jr. Who is that, my friends? Jorge Sabathia. Who is that, my friends? J. Rock Williams. In the super welterweight division is his last win. That uppercut. A beautiful uppercut landed by Jermall Charlo. But J. Rock also got beaten by El Dominicano, El Matatán de Tos, El Platanero, Banana, Jason Rosario, and then his brother, Jermall Charlo, unified 154-pounder, on my pound for pound list. Yes, I said it. Gave him a jab to the solar plex, and the motherfucker caught the Holy Ghost. Jason Rosario looked like he was having multiple orgasms with a jab in the solar plex. He was like, ay, yo, ¿qué está pasando? Oye, Santa María, Madre de Dios, ¿qué está pasando por acá? Ay, ay. I was watching that fight. I was watching that fight. I'm like, hey, ¿pero qué está pasando con usted? Hey, my friend. Ay, ¿qué está pasando con ese hombre? Oh my God. Llama la ambulancia. Ambulance, please, 911. What happened here? Sigue con la santería, my friend. Siga con esa santería. Tú sabes que eso no good. You go see, Dennis Uga say, yo soy un santo. That's good. Jason Rosario caught the Holy Ghost with a jab and a solo plex by Jermall Charlo. Pugilist pleaded with punch to get his massage across. Bro, calm down. No, calm down, my friend. No, I can't calm down. I can't calm down. Ain't nobody else is calming down. You see it around YTBC. Everybody arguing. Oh, yo, you don't want to see Jermall Charlo get his payday. No, it's not about payday. Payday, motherfuckers y motherfuckers. It's not about that, my friends. It's not about that. It's that I feel that these guys could accomplish a legacy. A legacy without Canelo Alvarez. Because if Canelo Alvarez, and I say, how many times have I said if you follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, how many times I have to say it? That if Canelo Alvarez have the legacy, Canelo Alvarez has the legacy, has the money to say, like Jeffrey in Fresh Prince, I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit. Yeah, you remember with Jeffrey and Fresh Prince? He thought he won the lotto ticket when Carlton and Will pranked him. Canelo Alvarez has the money, the legacy, the age to say, I quit. I quit. I quit. And if he does, I quit. I quit. I quit. What these guys gonna do? This is why I wish that Canelo Alvarez pulls a Floyd Mayweather. Oh yeah. What are you talking about, Punch? What are you talking about, Punch? I want Canelo Alvarez to pull a Floyd Mayweather. What you talking about, Punch? I want Canelo Alvarez to make believe. I want Canelo Alvarez to make believe that he's going to retire. and still come back in Cinco de Mayo, come back in independent, Mexican independence. I want him to make believe that he retired because I just want to see what these other guys would do. Wouldn't that be something? Canelo, ven para acá. I need to talk to you. Come over here. Oh, Canelo, come over here. Retire. Pero mi hermano, Poncho, what do you mean retire? I'm on a roll. I have won 4 times, 11 months. I'm undisputed. Me leave? No, fuck you. Canelo Alvarez, ven para acá, voy a hablarte contigo, Retire. Vamos a ver lo que ellos van a hacer. Retire. Cool. I want to see if Canelo Alvarez says, I retire. If we see Bivol versus Beterbiev. Nice hairline. ¿Qué? Yo soy viejo, mi hermano. ¿Qué? ¿Qué me está llamando? No, Bill, today, Bill Colette, pero ya son las 8. Tú todavía me estás llamando a mí. Coño, este fucking Bill Colette me está llamando todos los días, Pues yo no te estoy recogiendo. I'm not ready to pay. Coño, este fucking... Que no te voy a pagar ahora, mi hermano, ya, ¿qué? No entiendes que no te voy a recoger el teléfono. Pero déjame ver lo que es. Espera. Dime. Que I'm not gonna pay the cable, ya que ya we got small TV, my friend. I got all the apps already. Pero déjame quieto, Optimum. Que no te voy a pagar, ya déjame quieto. Que yo te debo dinero a ti. ¿Y por qué? ¿Ah? La otra vez cuando I did the pay-per-view and it was flinching and Glee. Cállate usted, coño, que no te voy a pagar dinero a ti, Que ya yo tengo small TV. Ya yo tengo ESPN Plus, yo tengo toda esa vaina, ya déjame quieto. The cable's for my grandfather, ya. Que no te voy a pagar nada. ¿Qué? Y no call me anymore. As soon 8 a.m. me están llamando. Coño, man. Yo, don't you hate when you apply for one thing? I just applied for one thing. They mad you pay for. Yeah. He said, yeah, they mad. Oh, hold on, I gotta confirm something. That's What's up, Kate Savoy? What's good, bro? Someone on TikTok did a video just like that. No te voy a pagar, it's free money. Now, you know when you apply for something, right? And then you just apply for something, and then you get fucking emails from certain thing, emails, phone call, email. You know what I'm saying? You apply for the car, another dealership is calling you, another dealership is calling you. Que ya yo no quiero carro, ya, que no lo voy a vender. Shit, I just wanted to ask a question about a nice car. That's it, man. What the fuck? Pero llamándome como si ellos quieren, eso es que ellos quieren bicho. Es bicho que quieren esa gente. Es bicho. Okay, let's go back to the Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like buttons. Vamos trabajar. Let's work, my friends. But Punch is about your extended car warranty. Yo, Jimbo Slice, right? And yo, there's Yo, let's say I had about one of my old cards, right? I had a Durango 2015, right? And when I traded it in, right? And the same like warranty, Jimbo, the same car warranty is calling me since 2016. And every time they call, I said, I don't have that card anymore. I don't have that car anymore. And one time, one time I'm coming out from a ball, I think. And yo, they hit me up. I was in happy hour. Cállate, yo no te dije que let go that car a long time ago. ¿Por qué tú me estás llamando? ¿Qué tú quieres? You want bicho? And you want dicky dicky? And you want licky licky the pussy? Hey, what happened, motherfucker? What happened? Niña, déjame quieta. Yo, my people was like, yo, you crazy, yo, I can't fuck with you, y'all. I can't chill with you. Yes, my diablo, man, pero sí. Yes. They do the same to me. Excuse me. So, man, preaching today. I'm preaching. If he beats Charlo, would he then be 160 middleweight champion again? Because he could then fight Andrade and finish Triple G trilogy. You see, that's what I mean, bro. Brian, no. You know that. We know that Canelo Alvarez is not coming back to 160. Do you? Oh. Canelo Alvarez is on the verge of going up. Do you think that he will go back down to 160, suck himself back to 160, pause? I don't know if y'all on that freaky shit, he can suck yourself off, but you know what I'm talking about. Drain himself back to 160 to grab a belt that he let go. Mi gente, vamos a pensar. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez is going to go back to 160? No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. What Charlo is going to do is come up. What Charlo going to do is come up to 168. And guess what? 168 is one of the biggest jumps when you jump in divisions. 160, 168. That's 8 pounds, my brother. I know the math. 160 to 168, my brother. That's a big jump. I know the math. Eso son 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yo, this no more 160. Yeah, no more 160 for Canelo. No more 160 for Canelo. What's up, Punch? You gotta love what Canelo is doing by keeping everybody one guessing about his opponent, because if he fights Makabu, the haters can't say he's ducking Charlo no more. Yo, it's just crazy. It's crazy that I like Canelo, bro. I'm a fan of Canelo. I appreciate what Canelo Alvarez is doing to the sport of boxing, because if you take Canelo out of the sport of boxing right now, if you just take him out, who is the guy that's out there fighting fights after fight, bro? Who is the guy that's voiding out frustration? Who is the guy that when people argue, yo, these fighters ain't fighting like back in the days? Who is that guy that's voiding out frustration? Who is the guy that's fighting champions after champions after champions? Huh? Who? Canelo. Even if you wasn't a fan of Canelo Alvarez, and if you were a boxing fan and you don't appreciate Canelo Alvarez, I question you that if you're a real boxing fan. I don't believe any true hardcore boxing fan is stressed out by Canelo. You can't. How? Dime, how? How can you be stressed out by Canelo Alvarez? Because he didn't fight your favorite fighter? That you just love boxing for your favorite fighter. At this point, there can be no frustration. At this point, me as a fan of Canelo Alvarez, do what you're doing. If we have the power to give you a path, you get a pass, Canelo Alvarez. Go and fight Makabu. 5-division world champion. I salute you, Canelo Alvarez. Now, he don't pressure me. I know what to expect from Canelo Alvarez. I know what to expect from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez do not frustrate me as a fan. I appreciate Canelo Alvarez. What I want is what these guys have the opportunity to do. Oh yeah, Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez is a good fight. But I'm more intrigued with Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. I am more intrigued with that fight. I am more intrigued of Triple G, who's getting a effing pass by every single one, bro. Triple G has gotten the pass of the decade, man. I know it has been like 3 years, but you understand what I'm saying. Triple G has gotten a pass, bro. A pass. And I don't understand how does he get this free pass? He could say no to Charlo, nobody say nothing. He could say no to Dre, nobody say nothing. He wants to fight Murata, postpone the Murata. But that shit is closed over there, and that's closed in Japan. We should be pressuring. Hey, yo, postpone. You know who's ready, my brother? You know who's in the gym? Jermall Charlo, Triple G. Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade right now. They ready for you. What you talking about? You waiting on Murata. They in Japan. It's closed out there. Deja esa vaina. Ven pa atrás. Ven pa acá, Triple G. Ven pa acá, Triple G. You getting a damn pass, my brother. You getting a damn pass. I am tired of that. If there's anything I'm tired of, one of the things is Triple G getting a pass. And I'm not all for the critiquing fighters. But my man, he is getting a pass. Oh my goodness. Shit, not even Canelo Alvarez get the type of pass that Triple G get. Ain't nobody in boxing get Triple G passes. Nobody. Hey, yo, my man, ven pa' acá, mi hermano. Tú tienes que pelear a esta gente. Charlo, Demetrius Andrade. Y no vengan con ese smash. Pelea con esa vaina que tú no hiciste nada. You didn't beat Canelo Alvarez. Who you? Bang, 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 bang. He said, Triple T 2-0. No, Triple G. No. We need to pass. If you think you have a torch, but bang, you got to pass that shit. You got to pass that. We'll fight Demetrius Andrade. But then, y'all let Triple G, y'all let Charlo, y'all let even Canelo, y'all let, oh, he isn't for nobody. He's boring and he's stuff like that. Y'all let that. And then that gives them the pass. Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade is one of the most marinated fighters in the sport of boxing. That fight is more marinated than Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. That fight is more marinated than Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence. Demetrius Andrade and Charlo, can you imagine the build-up to that fight? And it's a unification bout? And whoever wins, bro, undefeated. We respect their skill set. I think most boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans that know that know boxing, y'all appreciate the skill set of Demetrius Andrade, and we appreciate the skill set of Jermall Charlo. I'm not saying that Jermall Charlo is not ready as terms of skills. I'm just saying that this fight could be way more than just a Canelo Alvarez showcase. It could be more than just Canelo Alvarez giving a golden ticket. It could be more. It could be more than that. It could be more than just the Canelo Alvarez sweepstakes. It could be more than that. I'm gonna say it again. If you didn't catch the beginning, I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of Jermall Charlo. I could see the qualities in Jermall Charlo. I could see the skills and talent in Jermall Charlo. But Jermall Charlo to me is different from a fielding that y'all like to bring to my face. But just call it Canelo for fielding and Canelo for Liam Smith and Canelo for this. So why not Charlo? Nah, because Charlo is different. Charlo has the opportunity, the skill set, the backing, the investing that they have done for him. They have invested him to be more than just a golden ticket. He's more than just fighting, just being close to Canelo Alvarez and just having him like a sweepstakes. Jermall Charlo could fight Demetrius Andrade. And if Jermall Charlo beats Demetrius Andre, he unifies the title. He fights Triple G. It could go whichever who comes first. He could fight Triple G and beat Triple G the way that Canelo Alvarez couldn't beat Triple G. And I'm talking about in action. Become undisputed. Create a legacy that if Canelo Alvarez retire, you still a middleweight undisputed. And the middleweight undisputed, with those names, with Demetrius Andre and Triple G, that's a heavy accomplishment, bro. You take out Murata, whatever. All right, let Triple G get Murata. Let Triple G get Murata, whatever, man. You get Charlo. I mean, you get Andre. I'm not saying that he's going to beat Andre, though, but I'm just saying, let's say if he beats Andre, it's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. If he beats Andre, unify the titles. Ooh. Beats Charlo. Triple G. Undisputed. And then you got middleweight undisputed versus super middleweight undisputed. And this can happen in Cinco de Mayo of 2023. Now y'all gonna say, but yo, Punch, now you being a fanager. Well, yeah, I might be a fanager in this sense. I'm not gonna say that I'm excused of contradicting myself, but I just don't look at Jermall Charlo just like any other fighter. I think he has an opportunity because if he does fight Canelo Alvarez, Cinco de Mayo, if he does, and if he loses to Canelo Alvarez, at his age, what's next? What's next? Yeah, y'all see me? I don't know what the hell is going on. Hold on. Let me see. Y'all hear me? Wi-Fi effing up. Wendy, probably. You good? I'm good. Okay. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge in the building. What's good, Case Avoid? Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. Everybody subscribe to Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. Case Avoid, man. It was cool talking to you, my brother, on the panel. Lopez, you good now? Good looking out. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having my back, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Is I'm respecting what could be inevitable in Jermall Charlo. See, some people may look at it like I'm saying, yo, he's not ready for Canelo Alvarez because he doesn't have the skill set and things of that nature. I just feel we're going live later. Punch, come through, brother. Yes, sir. Of course, man. Of course, the support is always there, my brother. Everybody subscribe to Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. Tell the people when you live, and shout out to my boy Raw Boxing TV. Raw Boxing TV, I believe, is live right now, man. Hope I could catch him too. We need everyone else to step up. Yes, because we're still boxing fans. I don't need Canelo to dictate three divisions. Think about it, y'all. Canelo Alvarez right now, and then it's not Canelo Alvarez. It's the pursuit, it's the unknown, is wishing that they stay in place to hopefully, por favor, please, pick me. Canelo, pick me, I'm here. You know, I have a belt. I want to fight. Please pick me. Please, it's dream of mine. Please pick me. No. I don't need, as a fan, as a boxing fan, not just a Canelo fan, not just a Jermall Charlo fan, not a Boo Boo Andre fan, not none. I don't need Canelo Alvarez dictating 3 divisions. This is why I would love to see what would happen if Canelo Alvarez says, I retire, and come back Cinco de Mayo and come back like, all these great fighters have done. Do the Floyd Mayweather. You'll be live in 2 hours. All right, my brother. Okay. Most def. Give it a time. Give it time to the people so the people know. Give it time to the people, Rap Star. When is it? You going to 11 p.m. Eastern time, or what is it, man? Give the time to the people. Canelo gonna beat the hell out of Charlo. I don't see the problem. Oh, it's not that I don't. It's not that is a problem. It is a problem. All I want is Jermall Charlo to create a legacy without Canelo Alvarez. So when he does fight Canelo Alvarez, it's legacy versus legacy. Is that too much to ask, man? We don't need Canelo Alvarez dictating 3 divisions. These guys ain't doing nothing because the possibility of fighting Canelo Alvarez, that's a cancer in itself in boxing. That's a cancer in itself. He said, not a career suicide, but it would be to appease those that think Canelo ducks black fighters because Canelo is racist and those black fighters will be Victor crazy, man. I agree with you, Punch Drunk Boxing. But we don't want Canelo Alvarez to fight Charlo to debunk a stupid narrative, right? Do you think Canelo Alvarez really gonna sacrifice his life and go into the gym and sacrifice his life in the ring because he needs to tell the haters that, I'm not this and this and that? Phil Smith said Jermall has arguably one elite fighter on his resume in a past prime Sergey Derevchenko, and not even and people love to bring Sergey Derevchenko, right? And I just said it earlier. Who is Sergey Derevchenko? Let's be honest, bro. He never won a title. He never won nothing. I don't even know why they bring up his name. Might as well I'm gonna bring Samuel Vargas. Might as well I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, Virgil Ortiz fought Samuel Vargas, or he fought Conor Ben. Like what? Why do people bring Sergey Derevchenko? Because he gave Triple G a little problem there. Oh my God, you giving him I think I never seen a moral victor like Sergey Derevchenko. Sergey Derevchenko goes back home and be like, you know what? Hey, they look at me like a champion. They look at me as a champion, and I never won anything. But I am the bar. I am the bar. I am the bar at 160. I am the bar. I am the bar. They have to go through me. It feels like people need to go through Sergey Derevchenko and they never won anything, so we could be like, all right, he's good. All I'm asking, as a fan of boxing, I don't need Jermall Charlo to be another Fielding or to be a Liam Smith or to be a Yeardrum. So please, like I said again, don't come with that analogy. Well, Canelo Alvarez fought them, so why would he fight this? You should want more from Jermall Charlo because he has the opportunity. Hey, bud, I've been trying to get T to find you and unblock you. Hey, Punch, this is Sammy. Did you read the little piece that I sent you about the education video you did with Nonito? Wow, that was 100% man education class, man. I gotta see it. I was taking a long nap today. Yo, good looking out, Sammy. Harlem in the building. You already know. Hey, and for the people that didn't catch the interview I had with Nonito Donaire, shout out to Nonito Donaire, 4-division world champion, walking Hall of Famer, the Filipino Flash. Had an interview with him yesterday on the live show. Shout out to Spencer Fury, the knowledge, the true, real, hardcore boxing, the story in the sport of boxing. Shout out to Spencer Fury, my UK bruv, and everybody subscribe to their YouTube channel. I love their YouTube channel, man. With Tunde, I love their YouTube channel. They keep me entertained. They great knowledge, great breakdowns. I even hope that they even do more. Hey, Spencer, Tunde, do more live shows, man. I feel like y'all will pass a lot of other boxing content creators. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love listening to them, and I stay glued in, and it's good to listen to education, background stories. And this was a good thing about it. You remember, you know what I like about the Tunde Stimulus for Sale? Why I like their channel? It's because they know fighters and they tell the story of the fighter. They tell the story of the background, and then they break that fight down. You know what I'm saying? Just like we used to do in boxing, just like Burt Sugar used to do. We used to know the story of the fighter. We used to know their upbringing, and we used to follow them. We used to embrace that. We used to understand that. Nowadays, we don't want to understand fighters. We don't want to understand fighters. We think that these fighters are chicken and roosters. That's all you just want to see the fight. You don't want to understand these fighters. I love fighters. I want to understand them, and this is why I am saying what I'm saying. I could easily say, hey, yo, yeah, Charlo, Canelo, yeah. Nah, man. It's not so easy, man. I don't think him jumping 8 classes. 168 is the biggest jump. 161, like I said earlier, 160 to 168 is the biggest jump. He has not fought nobody in 168. He has not fought the proper opponent to prepare him to a Canelo Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a damn how you feel about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is 4th division world champion. Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound #1. Canelo Alvarez, libra por libra, the cash cow, the king of boxing. His momentum, Charlo's momentum to fight a Canelo momentum. No, Canelo is seasoned, the most seasoned fighter in boxing. You see Canelo Alvarez with silk, but the myth of, you know what I'm saying, like how Marvin Hagler said about silk sheets. Oh yeah, Canelo Alvarez wears silk, and he wears silk in the gym. The man is hungry, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez is young, he's hungry, he's seasoned, and he's fighting great competition, champion after champion. For a 1-year layoff for Jermall Charlo. After a Juan Montiel. Before that, a Sergey Derevchenko. And he's going to Cinco de Mayo. Let's say Cinco de Mayo to fight Canelo. Moving up. 1-year layoff. Preparation in terms of opponents to fight that man. That man that right now he's in that Michael Jordan aura right now. He's on that Michael Jordan cloud. He's on that Black Mamba. He's in the zone. I'm talking about you a baller and you just shooting and you feel like everything you shooting it goes in. You in the zone. You ain't streaky right now. You just hitting on all cylinders. When a baseball player, he's in a home run streak, in a hitting streak. Tony Gwynn, baby. Pedro Martinez when he's striking everybody out. Michael Jordan when he playing. Mike Tyson when he knocking everybody out. When you win in NASCAR. Canelo Alvarez is in that moment, bro. It's just not skills with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is in that invincible moment. Charlo not ready for him, my friends. He not ready right now. He is not ready. But the thought of Charlo going to fight Demetrius Andrade, and if he beats Demetrius Andrade, I'd be like, And if he beats Triple G, I'd be like, ooh, aha, Canelo, we have somebody here for you. Charlo will be that #1 I want to see in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. I'll be like, Canelo Alvarez, you better fight that man right now. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to see Hernan Hagler again? Shout out to Raw Boxing TV. He not ready, my friend. He not ready. Telling you folks, it's not that he don't have the skills and talent, it's the timing. It is the timing. I don't want Canelo to dictate 3 divisions. We don't need that in boxing. We don't. We don't. It's one thing about one division, but Canelo Alvarez, the possibility of these fighters wanting Canelo Alvarez, the boxing world is shutting down 3 divisions, bro. Will Beterbiev fight? Will Beterbiev, better be, whatever you want to pronounce it, is he going to fight Canelo? Is Bivol going to fight Canelo? Is Triple G going to have the trilogy with Canelo? Is Charlo going to fight Canelo? If David Benavidez is going to fight Canelo? Is it Demetrius Andre going to fight Canelo? And Canelo, 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 Dunde, Canelo, and Canelo. Cállate, maldita. Hey, DJ, fucking you. Stop it right now, DJ. Stop it, motherfucker. No Canelo right now. Beterbiev, you come over here. Are you going to fight Bivol? I want to fight Canelo. Shut the fuck up. Bivol, you're going to fight Beterbiev. They took Canelo. Hey, fuck it, Beterbiev. Okay, you make out. Get the fuck out of here, man. You, David Benavidez. I mean, I want to fight Canelo. Cállate, que el plan. You lost. You fight a plan. You, ¿qué rima, chirrimas? Tu perdiste, mi hermano. Hey, you fight David Benavidez. You have problem with David Benavidez, okay? Personal problem. You have problem. Okay, chop. All right, you, Dimitri Andre, my friend. Charlo don't want to fight. Hey, Triple G. Hey, Eddie Hearn. Maldito. Bruv. Eddie Hearn. I want you. 2022, Eddie Hearn. You listen to me right clear. You look at this camera. I know y'all be looking. I know your assistants be looking. Eddie Hearn, bruv. You are one of the most prestige promoter in the sport of boxing, Eddie Hearn. My bruv. I don't want you to promote nobody this year. I want your ass, well, not your ass. I want your mouth to just voice Demetrius Andrade until you give him a big fight. No more of this Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua could promote him his damn self. Everybody knows Anthony Joshua. You don't need no energy to promote Anthony Joshua. You don't need no energy to promote Dillian White. You don't need no energy to promote Katie. Well, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. That's another big fight. All right? Your primary job, 2022, is to promote. I don't care. Gather all the money that you have under your silver spoon ass and give me Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo. No more passes for you, Eddie. No more passes for you. You better respect Demetrius Andrade like you respect Anthony Joshua. You better promote him like you ain't never promoted nothing in your goddamn life. I want Demetrius Andrade in every interview. I want you to start your introduction with Demetrius Andrade. I want you to stay in America. You got an office right here next to Madison Square Garden, Eddie Hearn. I want your ass to promote Demetrius Andrade like you never promote nothing in your damn life. Take it as a challenge. Let's go. You cool with the zone? When you see Triple G saying, I want to fight Murata, fuck that shit, man. You tell DAZN, if you don't fight my fighter, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Sky Sports. Let's go, Eddie. I believe in you. If I say that you're a prestige promoter, it's because I believe in you. But you got to believe in challenging yourself. Eddie Hearn, maybe I've given you too much credit, Eddie Hearn. I love you, bruv, because I've had me the credentials with Zone and Matchroom, and Eddie Hearn is the hardest working man I seen in boxing, bro. Yo, Eddie Hearn will be the first man there, the last man out. Eddie Hearn will make sure he speaks to everybody. Eddie Hearn is a humble cat. As rich as this man is, bro, he is one of the most humbling cats I ever met in boxing. I'm for real. I love Eddie Hearn, bro. I don't give a damn if there's people be like, hey, yo, fuck Eddie. I love Eddie Hearn. You my guy. You are my guy. You my guy. Eddie Hearn speaks to everybody. Yo, Eddie Hearn, this is the 3rd time, bro. The 3rd time I've seen us Eddie Hearn getting kicked out, like basically almost getting rushed out from Madison Square Garden because he will give everybody their time. And the people saying, come on, that's it, we got to go. And Eddie Hearn will be the last one out. Then Eddie Hearn would just walk by himself in the street of New York City and go to his office or hotel destination or whatever. But he gives his time. I know you could promote Eddie, but I just don't see that effort with Demetrius Andre. I don't see that love. I don't see that excitement. I don't see that Don King promoting Mike Tyson type when it comes to Demetrius Andre. I want you to voice it. I want you to speak it, believe it, receive it. Thus, David in the building, what's good? Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña como Sánchez. Triple G loans to the Mexican style, to the ring, to the real Mexican style. So I'm going to keep on saying it because I don't know the people that's walking inside the show. I'm going to keep on saying it. I respect Jermall Charlo enough to respect that he could obtain a special legacy without Canelo Alvarez. And when he attained that special legacy, because he has the skills and talent and the qualities and the opportunity to do so, to then tell Canelo Alvarez, let's do this. And it will be a potential undisputed versus undisputed. It will be a potential Hearn versus Hagler. See, my Hearn versus Hagler, to be honest, my Hearn versus Hagler. I love Demetrius Andre versus Jermall Charlo. That's my fight. Is there's any desperate fight that I want to see? People here, y'all desperate for Crawford and Bud. Not me, not more than Demetrius Andre and Charlo. That's my fight. Well, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, my fight. But Charlo versus Demetrius Andre is my fight. Is my fight. If you ask me which fight, and this is just personal. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, of course, but this is just me, punch. If you tell me which fight I'd rather see, Bud and Spence or Demetrius Andre and Charlo, I want Demetrius Andre and Charlo. That's just me. That's just me. I know I'm one of the few. I'll probably be like 2%, maybe. Because I know that build will be crazy. You know what you know what I love about Jermall Charlo's career? Is that Jermall Charlo, the 154, the brother, the twin, is that he's carving his own legacy, bro. There is no like legendary, there is no name. He is being the legend. If he beats Brian Castano in the rematch, if he beats him, he becomes undisputed and he carved his own legacy. There is no type of it's no like narrative. There is no building him up. He earned it the blue collar way, bro. He will earn it the blue collar way. Matter of fact, and like I said earlier, Jermall Charlo, if he beats Brian Castano, become undisputed, he has more of Jermall Charlo will have more of an accomplishment to fight a Canelo. Jermall is the lion. Facts. Dímelo, hey. Tú estás ocupado, mi hermano. Raw Boxing TV, everybody is subscribe to Raw Boxing TV. Tú estás ocupado. Vamos a trabajar, vamos a hablar a la gente. Vamos a hablar a la gente. That's because Maul is waiting to fight Canelo. Exactly, man. Exactly. Come on. Like, that's that's easy. But what happens? Okay. Let me ask y'all a question in the chat. Let me ask y'all a real question on the chat. Because I don't want to deny payday to anybody, right? And I'm not saying this. Yo, people don't like que people, hey, vamos, te lo voy a mandar si tú quieres, vamos a trabajar. Vamos a trabajar si quiere. Espera. Vamos a hablar a la gente. More the house cat. Y'all crazy, Chad. He is not a lion. He's a kitten. Second color. We like you, brother. Yeah, man. Best shows, man. Dímelo, borracho. Dímelo, David. David Cansada. And El Salud, bruh. Salud, mi hermano Punch, a.k.a. Cartelo. I already know. Okay. So let me ask y'all a question in the chat. If Canelo does fight Charlo Cinco de Mayo and Charlo loses to Canelo Alvarez, what's next for Jermall Charlo? In 168 pounds. Te lo mandé. Answer the question. I want, if what's next for Jermall Charlo? But look, even if he fights Plant, would it be for a title? Will they be fighting for? I know, like I'd rather Plant fight David Benavidez because there's something there. There is something there. You know what I'm saying? Because with David Benavidez, he never lost the title, right? There is something there. But if Charlo loses to Canelo Alvarez, then what's next? Dímelo, Mario. Let's be real. Espera, dame ponerme esto. Coño, ay. Poneme esto. Vamos a trabajar. Raw Boxing TV in the building. What's good, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
Everything good with you? No tiene la gorra. Mire ese pelito. Mire, yo no tengo pelo. Mira, mi.
Hey, no, but I do got it, bro. I do got it, man.
Pero préstame un chin de pelo.
Hey, let's do it. Let
me a little bit of the heck. Yo no tengo nada, so you know what I'm saying? So I could do the little floor me with a procedure.
the chia pet.
Hey, before I forget, let me give a shout out to my sponsors. Yeah. My fault. I'll be forgetting with my sponsors. They're gonna be like, yo, F you, man, Punch. Let me give a shout out to my sponsors right quick. Hey, yo, everybody go get your chia. Made with the AKA I make smart investment. Go get your chia pet. I know Christmas is over. I know there's no more Black Fridays, but y'all already know in January is one of the best times to shop. So get your chia pet, Walmart, Target, get it right now. You know, it's really coming out the shelf real fast. So get your chia pet. Y'all already know, got a shout out my sponsors. Mayweather, AKA I make small investments. Yeah, they got in Dubai as well. So Raw Boxing TV, man. What you feel about? I don't know how long you've been listening. I
just got done with my own live stream, like probably 7 minutes ago.
I know when I saw what I saw, and I'm about to go live. I said, yeah, damn it.
It's all right.
Damn it.
We gotta do what we gotta do, man.
We gotta do what we gotta do. So yeah, man. I say this. So let me jump so you could piggyback or go against it or dialogue or debate it or whatever you want to do. I say, okay, Charlo and Canelo Alvarez is a good fight. It's names. It's recognizable. I'm not saying that Charlo was never in position to get the Canelo fight. We all know he was in position to get the Canelo fight. The WBC, you know, they gave Canelo Alvarez the franchise, and that's how this whole franchise thing started. So it is what it is, right? And this is one of the reasons why I wanted Devin Haney to drop that belt, because the way that they treated Charlo, right? But it is what it is, right? You accept it. It is what it is, right? I think it's a good fight. I just think that it's just another sweepstakes. It's just another golden ticket in which he has the opportunity in the middleweight division, one of the most prestige, historic division in the sport of boxing, and they have quality champions where you would get credit. You would get credit if you beat Demetrius Andrade undefeated. Right. You would get credit if you beat Triple G, because there's people that still feel that Triple G actually beat Canelo Alvarez. So you beat Canelo Alvarez, you beat Demetrius Andrade. That's just 2 fights unified, and that cause for Canelo, it will be legacy versus legacy. Or, you know, let's say Triple G beats Murata, and then, you know, Charlo becomes undisputed in the middleweight division, and then there's undisputed middleweight versus super middleweight undisputed, legacy versus legacy. Now he's on a pound for pound. Then is a mega fight. It's for both of these fighters, and it just won't be another golden ticket, another sweepstakes, and another Canelo Alvarez showcase fight.
Correct. No. I mean, you're absolutely right, and I'm gonna give credit to one of my subscribers that posted it on a comment section where he said the reason he didn't like, I think it was Chad Perez, the reason he didn't like the Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez right now is because it would come across as if, those fighters that are not doing the necessary steps to create a legacy for themselves, it would serve sort of like as a reward for not working hard enough to create a legacy for yourself. And when you look at these fighters, man, that's why I call Jermall the real lion, the actual lion. Because Jermall, like you were saying, Jermall has not given a damn about no Canelo. Jermall has focused himself in clearing a path for his name. And you're right. If Canelo beats Castaño, man, I'm telling you guys right now, if he beats Castaño, it's gonna put his brother in a very thick shadow, because people is gonna look at Jermall, and then they're gonna look at Jermall, and the smart boxing fan, the people that can look at the two situations and break them apart, they're gonna be like, here we have Jermall, who did his thing and never needed Canelo. In fact, hardly ever mentioned Canelo, and became undisputed. In the other hand, we have Jermall Charlo, who it's all about Canelo, but still not even undisputed, still not making boss moves, still not even making the necessary steps to become undisputed, just like his brother did. And so people, that's going to create such a major difference on a set of twins that shouldn't even exist. You know what I mean? Because both of these fighters have talent, and there's plenty of good, credible fights in each of their weight division for them to just, you're next, boom, legacy, boom, legacy, boom, legacy. But like you said, you ask, El Gallo Estrada, Canelo. You ask Naoya Inoue, they want Canelo. You ask heavyweights, everybody got Canelo in their mouth.
Yeah.
And so I personally can care less for the fight. I've said it in my live streams. If it happens, good, because this is one of the guys that Canelo has been quote unquote ducking. Whatever. But
I'd even call it like the ducking. I see that he was in position to get the fight, just like Demetri Andre. He was in
position. But you know why I said that, though. I said that.
I know.
Right? Correct. And you notice how quickly the narrative changed today, right? The minute they sort of, the minute they smelled that their narrative was going to fall down, that this fight might actually happen. Now it wasn't Canelo ducking black fighters anymore. Now it wasn't Canelo ducking Charlo anymore. Now it was Canelo cherry picking Charlo based on the fact that Charlo had a bad fight against
Juan
Montiel. But wait a minute, the very people that are saying that had Canelo losing in every single one of the scorecards against Caleb Plant until the knockout. So that's the reason I mentioned that, because you quickly see when a narrative is about to crumble, how they already have another lie to present.
Yeah. It's always it always falls. Narratives always fall, because when you're not genuine about something, it's always going to be exposed. The narrative always going to be exposed. But even with all of that, I still feel like Jermall Charlo has an opportunity to create a legacy.
Of course.
Just like Beterbiev and Bivol have an opportunity to create a legacy without Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
I love Canelo Alvarez. I think he's done I think he's represented boxing. Like he is the front runner. He is the top dog in boxing, and he is proving it by fighting, very consistently, in which a lot of people always complain about that today fighters not like past fighters that used to fight all the time. Canelo Alvarez has voided that frustration for us. Canelo Alvarez accomplishment, for Canelo Alvarez resume, Canelo Alvarez. I even said earlier, I want to see Canelo Alvarez actually, be like, I retire. Wink, wink,
so
wink.
To speak, yeah.
I just want to see what these other guys would do. I would want to see that. I want to see what they would do.
But that's something we've been dealing with for about a year, even in the YTBC. It's like, Why is it that your career only moves up, not even forward? Your career has to be going forward and up. But why is it only moving forward, meaning adding to your record, not adding to your legacy? Why does it have to move up with Canelo? Why can't Charlo say, I want Boo Boo Andre? Why can't Boo Boo Andre and Charlo finally make a fight, regardless of whose fault it is? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Why can't Charlo be fighting freaking Gennady Golovkin? Why can't these fights be happening, right? Why can't Benavidez and
Plant
and Caleb Plant be fighting right now? Why can't these fights happen? Because it feels good to stay stationary after you've made $1 million plus and then wait on a possible $10 million paycheck.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's about that, pay.
And look, there's people that was like, oh, that maybe Charlo would get more than Caleb Plant. And to be honest, why would Charlo get more than Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant provided undisputed for Canelo Alvarez. It added to his legacy. You could see Caleb Plant had power. You want to become undisputed, you got to go through me. It wasn't even about him, but Caleb Plant and the people knew. That's why Al was smart. He saved Caleb Plant for last. That's why his team said no before the Callum Smith fight. Nah. We're gonna get this big. I know. See, Canelo Alvarez said, I want to become undisputed. I know what you want. You got to come through me, and it's gonna pay a price. See, but with Charlo, Canelo Alvarez don't have to. So this is why when I heard that, let's say, and this is just rumors, right?
Yeah, of course.
That the Jermall Charlo better not overprice himself. He don't have the power to negotiate like Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant had the last key to open the door at undisputed. He had it. And the thing about Charlo as well is when you look at Charlo, if he gets the golden opportunity at Canelo Alvarez, are you really going to outprice yourself and miss the opportunity of potentially becoming undisputed with one fight? Not like Canelo that fought, champion, another champion, and then another champion, and then a mandatory. No. Forget 3 or 4 fights. You can become undisputed in one single fight, and you're going to price yourself out. That to me right there, if the fight actually comes to fruition, which a lot of people are saying that it's all a lie, that the Canelo team debunked it in Instagram. I haven't seen it, but if in fact, I
haven't seen it.
But you can check. I think they said Eddie Reynoso's team, Eddie Reynoso's Instagram. They said that they ain't talking to nobody about no Charlo, but if you can quickly take a look at that.
Let's see. Buenas. Respecto a la próxima pelea de Canelo, no hay ninguna negociaciones con ningún promotor, ni rival, ni fecha. La próxima semana tendremos algo concreto. Saludos. Yeah, he said that. Shit, let me put it up.
Yeah, go ahead and put it up. But here's what I take away, because see, there's a lot of there's context to follow in that comment. Okay, it sounds to me like they're trying to keep a good thing under the table till they have all the details, because he didn't confirm it, but he also didn't mention a name. He said rivals. Rivals can mean many things. You know what I mean? And he said we'll let you know next week who we're fighting. So there's something going on now. Who? We don't know. Is it Macaboo? Is it Charlo? We just don't know. We'll have to wait till next week. But right now, the way I said it in my live stream was, what does Charlo has that the undisputed champion of the world at 168 pounds needs or wants? And the answer is nothing. Quite frankly, nothing. So Charlo is the one that has everything to gain here. So if they do get to a negotiations, I hope they don't make the mistake of overpricing themselves, because then that train's going to come. And quite frankly, I just don't ever see it coming back for them, because there's really nothing. It's high risks, 0 rewards. Now for Charlo, it's high risks, extremely high rewards. but not for Canelo. And so, are you trying to figure out how to share the screen and stuff?
No, I was just
trying to translate it.
I got it right here. Better. I got it right here, my friend. I got it right here, my friend. Yeah, because you translate it for the people.
Well, and the thing is also, man, when you look at, you want me to translate it? Okay. Okay, buenas tardes, good evening. Respecto a la próxima pelea de Canelo, no hay ninguna negociación con ningún promotor. In respect to Canelo's next fight, there are no negotiations with no rivals nor any promoters. Ni fecha. La próxima semana tendremos algo concreto. Saludos. There is no dates either. Next week we will have some news in concrete. Shouts out to you guys, or hi, hello to all of you guys. So yeah, when you look at this tweet here,
yep,
it's not confirming nor denying that there's negotiations with anybody. It's a very generalized tweet. It's mentioning rivals.
Mm-hmm.
That could be Charlo or Macaboo. Is that his name? The cruiserweight
Macaboo.
Oh, exactly. And it could be either of those two promoters. So I mean, I like the tweet because it kind of sounds like the typical, the normal. Let's keep it under the table for now. I don't know how he got out there. Let's keep it on. We'll have to wait till next week.
I'm gonna tell you like this: when it comes to the PBC and it comes to dealing with Al, if anything gets out, it's like deal's dead. You ain't never gonna hear. You're never gonna hear a contract is done when it comes to PBC. That's like a law. So if Charlo and Canelo is announced, it will be they announce it when it's real. That's it. It's announced. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be like, we're about to announce something next week.
Well, but I get what you're saying, but I still have the hopes up because nothing is mentioned about PBC, about Charlo, about any specific promoter. It's just a very generalized tweet.
Yeah, so, and you know what? And this is used as marketing as well. This is used. See, this favors Jermall Charlo.
Correct.
This favors Jermall Charlo. The talks, the anticipation of your next opponent. This is like another way of promoting Charlo.
Correct.
Is another way, and this is another way of keeping Canelo name out there.
This is the golden opportunity for Charlo. I mean, look at how many. This is like Charlo, really and truly. Like, I don't know if you remember in high school when they had those graduate quick programs where you can jump from if you were like a genius, you can go from junior.
Or you skip grade.
Skip grades and all that. This is like that for Charlo. If he gets his opportunity, he ain't got to fight Boo Boo. He ain't got to fight no Caleb Plant. He ain't got to fight Benavidez. He ain't got to fight GGG. He goes straight to the top of the mountain. The helicopter ride. You ain't got to climb the mountain. You got the helicopter ride to the top of the mountain. So I hope he don't go around messing around and overpricing himself, because I just don't see it coming back for him, for real.
Man, again, I'm gonna keep on saying it throughout the live because I don't know who's coming in and stuff like that. New people coming in. Everybody smash the like button. This has nothing to do. I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of Jermall Charlo. I support Jermall Charlo. I support Canelo Alvarez. Of course, the only thing that people talk about Jermall Charlo, his career, the way he's moved, the same way with Gervonta Tank Davis.
Correct.
Not like it is. I have no ill will about Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm a fan of Gervonta Tank Davis, not a fan of how Mayweather promotion is moving Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm a fan of Jermall Charlo, but I feel like he should be fighting better. I'm a fan of Boo Boo Andre, but the way his career has been going, you can't be a fan of. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's their fault, whether it's management and things of that nature. But I know their skills and talent. I know that Charlo and Canelo Alvarez is a good fight. It's a good name. It is. But I'm looking at that Jermall Charlo's in a position where he could create a legacy of his own. He could be its own fighter in the middleweight division of this era. He could be they don't need Canelo Alvarez. What they need to do is create a legacy, the type of legacy that when they match to Canelo Alvarez, they're just not a golden ticket. They just didn't receive a golden ticket. It's not a charity case fight. It's none of that. Is that Canelo Alvarez will be like, yo, that's a Hearn Hagler fight. We want that to be a Hearn Hagler fight. And it has the opportunity to do so if Jermall Charlo does his work in the middleweight division. Why, as a boxing fan, I wouldn't want that.
Exactly. I've said it in the past that a lot of these fighters, when you got a Canelo Alvarez type of fighter that's already undisputed, but not only undisputed, is the cash cow. Not only is undisputed in the cash cow, but that's the guy you need to go see in order to get to the top of the mountain. You don't just convince him. It's like a guy, right? A guy that has done well for himself, right? That's got a great career. It's got a great house. It's got everything going on for him. It takes more than just a pretty girl to get him to buy a ring, right? And this boxers now think that because they were number one ranked at some point, or because they hold a belt at some other weight division, that Canelo Alvarez is obligated to give them a fight. And what they don't realize is Canelo has already done what he needs to do to be the one calling the shots, right? And when they don't get it, well, he's ducking me. No, he just doesn't have to fight you because he's done the very thing you're not doing. You're not carving a path for your legacy. You're waiting on the very person that you criticize to give you a legacy or possibly a payday check, a big old paycheck.
Now peep this. What did we hear this week? Not this week, but last week, right? And now leading up to the news of the Charlo and Canelo. What did we hear about Demetrius Andrade? We hear that Demetrius Andrade is going to drop his belt and wants to be the mandatory in the WBO in 168. Demetrius Andrade, a champion in the middleweight division, is about to drop his status as a belt. Now, I'm saying these are rumors, these are allegations or whatever. Not allegations, I said rumor, allegations. But rumors that this might be his next move, right? Baco, the president of the WBO, said that that's not going to happen, that he's not going to be granted the mandatory to Canelo Alvarez. But this was the story last week. So the story is that our middleweight champions and great, good, talented fighters that got their skill set has the potential to be pound for pound quality. They're not pound for pound fighters right now because of how their career has come to fruition or whatever, the way it's been handled. But their skills and talent is pound for pound quality, right?
Correct.
Our middleweight champions are chasing the guy in 168 rather than fighting one another. And I'm not saying that Demetrius Andrade have said a lot that he want to fight Charlo and Charlo don't want to fight him. Remember they did that video saying that we blackballing Demetrius Andrade when the twins said we're blackballing Demetrius Andrade. So we could all see that it's more Charlo don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade, but these guys are moving for a Canelo fight. David Benavidez is calling for a Canelo fight.
Let me ask you a question. How much of this situation do you blame or do you put on the sanctioning bodies? How much of this situations do you blame the sanctioning bodies for?
I can't necessarily blame the sanctioning body because they're private entities. They can't come together. And blaming in that sense why they can't come together.
Correct. Why can't they, for example, for the good of boxing? Because ultimately, let's be real here. At the end of the day, man, I'm going to get my commission regardless of who has the belt. Ultimately, whoever has the belt, if they make more money, I'm going to make more money. But ultimately, commission is going to come in. Why can the sanctioning bodies come together as a unity to force these fighters to give boxing, the very sport that feeds not only the sanctioning bodies, but the boxers themselves? Why can't they do that? Why can't they unite to inject more life, to inject more excitement into the sport of boxing? Because I see a lot of this, in my opinion, being a little bit of the the fault of the sanctioning bodies. For example, say Charlo wants to become undisputed at 160, right? But he trying to, I don't know, somewhat avoid a certain fight, or vice versa. This sanctioning bodies can make not only a strong stand in the mandatory, but also make sure that this is who we mandate, and if you don't fight, we're actually going to go through with the penalty of not fighting and stripping you of the belt. I see a lot of mandatories being just overlooked, and the sanctioning bodies not putting their foot down when they absolutely have to. But all see, in exchange for money.
See, this goes back. I'm going to go off a little bit, but I'm gonna come right back. Right. This is why throughout the last year, I argued why I consider this guy undisputed, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're independent entity. When somebody be like, but the other belt federation don't recognize this. How about the other belt federation recognizes a good fight, like the Demetrius Andrade and Charlo? So that's what I mean. See, and this is what you're saying. They don't care.
They do not care, man.
So if they don't recognize each other's ranking system, they don't recognize each other. They don't recognize each other when the boxing world knows that this is a big fight. When WBC, WBO, IBF, WBO knows that the biggest fight in the welterweight division is Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, but because they are independent entities, they can't make the fight happen. Since they're independent entities, they can't recognize that. But when it comes to undisputed, Punch, but the other belt federation don't recognize it. Shut up. I know how to recognize it myself. They independent entities.
Exactly.
If they recognize each other, then they will recognize to put a fight like Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. They will recognize to put Triple G and Demetrius Andrade or Charlo.
Correct. No? So but I mean, man, when you look at him, not only do they have issues recognizing certain fighters and certain achievements from, they have issues following their own rules. Rules.
And then why it's not really a problem, even though that is a problem for fans, because it's their own company. If I change the rule, if in my house I tell you you need to take your shoes off when you enter my house, and then next year I'm like, nah, my man, keep your shoes off. Don't worry about it. I changed the rules.
Correct.
I changed, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what has us, and that's what has people out here. I was sort of saying this on my live stream. When you have to, as a boxing fan, when you see these things going on, you can't just listen to us and take our words. You have to be able to see and identify these things, and it'll save you a lot of confusions, because it's so simple to look at how they keep contradicting themselves in 9 out of 10 moves they make. Mm-hmm. It's all a contradictions on a lot of the moves they make. But I, in my opinion, I place a lot of blames in the sanctioning bodies for not, first of all, respecting their own rules. I think sometimes when you put rules in place, you do it in order to keep a certain order. And when the rules are not followed, when the rules are changed at will, then where are we going? What's the direction?
Okay, so it says sanctioning bodies hate each other. In a nutshell, I don't think they really just hate each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think so.
Sometimes you can see this. You know, when you listen to Mauricio Sudamon talk about the WBA, you see that there's certain
little hints.
But you know that Baco and Mauricio Sudamon is cool. The WBA and the WBC is cool. You could see it, but then you see, so there could be certain hatred around there. HLD said all 4 sanctioning bodies got together this past fall talking about this subject on how they may get together to facilitate, unify the belt, so it may be in the works, hopefully. And like I said in my several lives ago, that I had a conversation with ambassadors of the WBC and the president of the WBO, and they have told me personally that they was working to get Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight. They said that they do feel sorry. Not sorry, but they feel bad about how the career and how politically Bud Crawford is being treated. And I knew this was in the fight week of Cambosa and Teofimo Lopez, and they were saying that they trying to get the fight, but Earl Spence people don't want to fight with Bud Crawford. Then several days later, they announced the Ugas fight.
Yeah.
So they was accurate, and they was accurate about that Earl Spence side did not want the fight. So when it comes to Bud Crawford and Earl Spence, I know for a fact that is not Bud Crawford's side that this fight is not happening.
Yeah. I don't want to go off topic, but do you think Spence is ducking, or do you think Spence is just true to his word, because he has said it in plenty of occasions? I got bigger fish to fry. I got all these belts to collect. Then I'll go after Crawford.
I think that they're saying, see, I say like this,
and I don't want to go too much away from the topic, but that's
no.
I've been meaning to ask you.
I think the bad, not the bad thing, but the unfortunate part is when we listen to Spence and we listen to Thurman, we listening to conversation they probably have with their manager and advisor, and they the one that has to speak his plans to the media. So when a fighter is talking about business, fans hate that. Fans don't want to hear you talk about business. I fight you next year. Let's, when you talking business,
correct.
Fans hate that. They just want you to be a fight. They just want to be a rooster, pit bull, just fight, right? And I think that when Spence was like, I'm a boss, you got to answer to Bob Arum. I don't got to answer to nobody. No, you got to answer to somebody. You got to answer to Al.
Heyman.
You got to answer to Al. All right? Yeah, that's smoke and mirrors. Man down promotion. Man down promotion is smoke and mirrors. Correct. You know what I'm saying?
Straps.
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that you're not a boss of your own, because Martin had a good one of his fighters did have a good win. But I'm just saying that Al is that guy. Al's the guy that's going to give you the date. Al's the one that's going to be advising you. So if I've advised you that to fight Ugas is better than fighting Bud Crawford, then it's because Al said that.
Correct. He pulls the strings.
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to, because I kept hearing different arguments. To be fair, a lot of them make sense, and also I've been hearing it for years from the man himself. I got all these fishes to fry, all these belts to collect before I go to Crawford, and then you hear Keith Thurman talk about Al said I get Crawford before Spence. And it makes you wonder, you know what I mean? So,
hey, I'm saying like this: when it comes to talking business, I'll go with what when Keith Thurman talk, no matter what he says, when people like it or not, I know he's saying what Al's saying. When he said I'm not gonna fight Earl Spence in 2020, that part, or after the Manny Pacquiao, that's the plan.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
It's been set in stone already.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's why I'm like, I've been saying it for a while that Bud Crawford and Earl Spence fight is not gonna happen. Okay. Al is not the manager of the boxing fan. Yeah. He is not the advisor of the boxing fan. He is not that. That's why he don't need to answer to us. And I don't get mad. Let's say other people, oh, Al Heyman, he does not work for us. People got to get it through their head.
For the fighters.
That's like your financial advisor. He don't work. He's not even working for your wife. He's working for you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you are an advisor and manager, and these are your fighters, you're doing the best interest for your fighter.
Correct.
So when you see Ugas and Spence, Al Heyman is doing the best interest for his fighter. I know he got. I think who's the manager for Ugas?
Luis de Cuba Senior. Yeah.
But he's advised by.
Well, no, Junior, but Junior, but Senior still has a lot of influence on Junior. But basically, you're gonna start seeing Senior step out a little bit and Junior take over. But right now, Junior has more of a. But he's
advised. They're advised by Al.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's according to what some of these fighters have told me. Junior is becoming quickly the right hand of Al Heyman.
Yeah, so he got a lot of fighters. Yeah, he got. And Al is getting old. I can't handle all these fighters.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So we'll see.
But yeah, let me HLD said it's business. Promoters look for ways to prolong fighters' career to juice the most amount of money. They do so in so many ways. Professional boxing is not about competition, it's about money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice fighting.
And look, and if you have a business plan, see, this is what it is. Sometimes these managers, advisors, and promoters, they have a business plan for their fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the fans understands that, and then they go blind by it. It's like when a fighter, okay, Lomachenko lost to Tio. You know what's the plan? Get him back to that position. So we're going to give him Nakatani. We're going to Richard Comey. And now, after these 2 fights, we're going to go with the contention. You're going to be a contention. Maybe you're going to get Cambosa. Or if Tio still had the belt, you're going to get Tio. And if Tio don't want to fight you, we're going to make him drop the belt and you're going to fight for a vacant. They have a plan. See, people got to understand that this is not like how you say spontaneous. What you're seeing is not a spontaneous thing.
Yeah, it's not random.
They adjusted to Ugas losing to Ugas beating Manny Pacquiao, because of course they wanted Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence, so they adjusted to it.
Yeah.
Well, what you think that what y'all think that Ugas that Al Haymon just gonna leave Ugas out the door and let Bud and Spence fight? You think that if Keith Thurman beats Mario Barrios, you think that Al was just gonna be like, "I Keith, stay on the side and let Earl Spence, if Earl Spence beats Ugas, let Earl Spence fight Bud, and then Bud wins, and then Bud goes somewhere else, and we have no more power in the welterweight division." Then you don't got that.
And that's why I was telling people in my life, the fight's not gonna happen unless freaking Bud becomes somewhat of a multiple fight fighter for Al Haymon, because Al is too in control of this, man.
Bro. And if Manny Pacquiao, 8th division world champion, 5 lineal, 12-time world champion, the ambassador, the center, the humanitarian, the best karaoke singer of them all, they go, Manny Pacquiao. If Manny Pacquiao had to cross the street to Al because he wanted to face the best quality welterweights, he had to cross the street. If Canelo Alvarez, the 4th division world champion, newly super middleweight champion, undisputed champion of the world, aka Cartelo, aka King Nelo, aka Payday, aka get the fuck out of here, man. If he needed to cross the street to Al Haymon to get the fight that he wanted, he crossed the street. Bud Crawford, you in the lobby. You need to knock on the office, tell the secretary I'm here, and make business and do business. Because if Pacquiao had to do it, Canelo had to do it, my man, you will have to do it if you want this fight.
And I'm glad you're on the same page of that, because I'm very, I'm very stuck on that. This guy, Bud Crawford, is not gonna get a crack at Spence unless he becomes at least a 2 or 3 fight deal agent for Al Haymon, because I just don't say things go south and Bud Crawford and Bud wins with just a 1 fight deal. All the power, all the control, all the steering wheels of the welterweight division that Al Haymon had, poof, out the window.
So that's like, who the hell releases power?
Hell no, not
that's
Al
like,
Haymon.
That's like when people expect, like, oh my God, white supremacy and stuff like that. Even if white people is not going to lose their power because you're mad and because of their history and they inherited what happened. No, they're just going to be like, my great-great-grandfather, he did this. That's fucked up, that's all messed up. But oh man, come on, we're not going to give up the power.
It's power at the end of the day now.
I'm sorry about that, buddy. I mean, it wasn't me. It was my great-granddaddy. But you cannot tell me to sell my 500 fortune companies and my stocks for you. Sorry, but
that's correct. That's correct.
Haymon not going to volunteer, give his power. What Caleb Plant, that was the last belt. Now let's get it on.
That's it.
Let's get it on. But he ain't going to just give it to you.
It's not gonna happen. I mean, I truly hope that Bud Crawford is able to come to his senses and realize that I may not like Al Heyman, but damn, I really want this. I'm gonna go ahead and sign, say a 3, maybe a 4-fight deal contract with him. And you never know. Maybe he goes in there and he likes it and he stays. But Al gonna try to keep that power as much as possible.
But put it this way, Bud should be looking at it like this. Who complains about Al?
Nobody.
Canelo Alvarez ain't complaining about Al. Manny Pacquiao ain't complaining about Al. Matter of fact, Manny Pacquiao got like 10 more millions than what he was about. If he would have stood with Top Rank, he would have never seen that type of money again.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at it, the only fighters that have complained about Al Heyman, it's like we were talking about the other day, are fighters that owe money to Al Heyman, and Al Heyman has them on a pay plan, and now they complain that Al Heyman doesn't pay them. Other than that, I don't hear nobody complaining about this man.
Yeah. Not the cash cows, the last cash cows of boxing.
Correct.
Floyd ain't never complained about him. Even Oscar De La Hoya, when you was working with Al, you ain't complain about him.
Of course.
So fighters really don't complain. Rivera, that's why I think Canelo owes PBC a fight. That's a good point. While we was talking about that, then I'm thinking, like, if y'all talking about Charlo now, then maybe it was a 2-fight deal.
Could be.
Maybe it wasn't no single deal. Maybe there were some promises. If it does happen, I agree with you, Rivera. Good looking out.
That's a good point.
I agree with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Nonito Donaire, the 4th division world champion, the 11 legend. Yo, big ups, yo, Punch. See you Thursday, brother. Yeah, man. Tune in 8:30 Thursday. Happy Hour Thursday. Nonito Donaire. Shout out to Rachel Donaire. Big team.
Shout out.
Great team. They're gonna be some homework, yo. They're gonna educate the fans. I'm telling you, gonna be some exposed city. Young fighters. I suggest young fighters to tune in 8:30 Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
The Phoenix, Nonito Donaire, rising out of the ashes.
By the end of the live, y'all gonna be like calling y'all managers like, hey. Oh, meet me in my house right now, in my apartment. And bring the stipend. Bring the stipend. Bring the stipend, all right? We're going to add a couple of O's in this stipend. Yo, Punch's comment is right to our content, bro. Yeah, yep. Let me see. Let me find it. Yeah. Oh, this one? That's why I think Canelo owes PBC fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's on the fine prints, right?
And that's what I was saying, man. There might be something under the table, because if you look at Reynoso's tweet, it's not denying nor is it confirming anything. And he did give you a time period. He said next week we'll talk about it. Next week. So we have to wait to see what next week.
Yeah, he didn't
give cooking.
Yeah, he didn't give that. He didn't say it's not a lie.
That's what I'm saying. Look, if this was a total lie, if this was a 0 chance, there's no problem on saying ain't no talk with no Charlo. You know what I mean? There is no talk with no Charlo. But he didn't deny it.
Everybody subscribe to Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. Everybody subscribe when you get the chance. Y'all already know, use your smartphone. Be smart enough to subscribe to Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. Talk about everything. Yes. They talk about nutrition, man. Y'all want to talk, man? I'm telling y'all, man, that watch Thursday. Watch Thursday, because 2022 is, like I said, if y'all been following the channel, smash the like button. I've been saying that 2022, I'm dedicated to, we gonna break the 4th wall in boxing. I don't even know if they're gonna give me media credentials.
I just did.
They're gonna be like, hey, yo, Punch. You know, I mean, you're really, you know.
Hey, I'm surprised. I got to be real with you. I'm surprised the way you present your content, because I know for a fact I would never get media credential. I don't talk about everybody the way I feel like talking about them. There ain't no way. Look, my own Cuban fighters are declining interviews because of some things I've said about them. So the fact that you still getting media credentials,
Oh no, I didn't get Crawford versus
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't get.
But you got Nonito, and then you got what?
No, I got the Pacquiao guys.
Pacquiao.
The last one I went was the Mrs. Andre versus Jason Quick, but that was Matchroom. See, okay. Eddie's probably the only one that respects punch. The promoter. Bob Everyone's like, oh, punch.
A lot of people's out here, they just want people to talk good about them, even in the middle of their wrongdoings. And I personally feel a responsibility to my subscribers not to do that. You know, I gotta say things the way that you know they need to be said.
Yeah. Thanks, Epic C Magic. Sounds like Charlo fight was made when Plant fight was done.
Good
Charlo one. Over somewhere like, fight who? I don't. Now it sounds like it, because think about it. Think about what we was talking about. We was talking about the PBC. We was talking about that PBC was in the last month or the last year of their contract with Fox.
Correct.
Did they renew the contract? We haven't even heard about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Co-host, bro, there are things. Yeah, he's talking to Raw Boxing. This is Raw Boxing TV. He's a great channel too, Nonito. There are things I've said to media and legit. They say I can't print that because I'll be blocked. That ain't right. Facts. You know, Nonito, that's the video. I put a clip of Demetrius Andre saying the same thing. Because
Nonito's not gonna like my channel because I got videos there from my younger days on the build up to his fight with Rigo, where I wasn't as mature as I am now, so I said things in a way that
he was young, he Cuban, he was a Rigo,
but Nonito. Hey, that's the reason I call you a phoenix, right? Because much respect to the things you're doing at this point of your career at this age. But I'm warning you right now, just because I don't want to be the kind of hypocrite that like, let me take this down because I want Nonito to be cool with me. No. If you go to my channel, you're gonna find some things you may not like, but just know that he was years and years ago.
That was like what, 7 years? 7 years?
No, a lot longer than that. A lot longer than that.
Because when I go to your channel, sometimes it still pop up the old
stuff. Yeah.
Like the algorithm or whatever the what you call it, the recommendation.
Yeah. It's all right though. And like I said, unfortunately, the way we present our content, it's not gonna be liked by everybody. But I agree with what Nonito said there. Yeah, it ain't right.
It's not.
We should be able to exercise the freedom of. Now I get it. If we're being extremely disrespectful and creating lies and things like that, there should be a penalty for that.
No, it's good because you compromising their business, you know.
Exactly, but if we're saying if Nonito fought wrong, and I said, man, Nonito's fight was horrible, I shouldn't be getting backlash for saying something that was truth.
But think about, but put it this way: when I was talking about the WBO and the ambassador of the WBC, right, and I was asking questions. And I felt like I was asking questions like when I was like 12 years old, asking the pastor in my church, because he was getting me tight, because when he was preaching and when I was reading, it wasn't making sense. So I want to ask the question. And then he was like, oh, pero tú tienes que tener fe. You can't, you're not supposed to be questioning God. You're not supposed to be questioning God. So that was the thing. I thought you're not God. I'm not questioning God. I'm questioning what you're preaching.
Exactly.
And it used to be like, used to tell my grandmother, he used to be like, hey, he's too curious. Come on. Like he's trying to question.
Perdónalo, Dios mío.
No, yeah. I used to be like, and that's when I really stopped going to church, that church. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother wasn't even mad, because my grandmother started to say, like, you know about your stuff. Yo, I'm gonna give you a quick story. You know, when they put in church, you know, when you go in front of the altar, right? And they put and they praying for you, and they want you to fall, right? They want you to fall so somebody could catch you, right? So there was like a line of people, and there was like 15 people, right? And all right, he's praying, and then the person fall, and then he's praying, and the other person fall, and the other person fall, and then my cousin. And my cousin's like, yo, you gotta fall. So I'm the last one, right? So he does it. He falls. They catch him, and then the pastor goes to me, and I'm the last one, and he's praying, and he goes, "Oh," and I'm like this, like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't falling. And I'm the whole church, the whole church is laughing because he say, "Por este muchacho como tú sabes como no quiere como el Espíritu Santo." And I'm like this, and the whole church is laughing. And after church, that was the last day of the church when I was, I think, 12. And my grandmother said, "Mira, muchacho, tú sabes que tú tenías que caerte." But it bueno because she was laughing, she was still cracking up at what happened. And then I was telling her, I wanted to question the pastor, and he even got a little irritated. Maybe he felt embarrassed, right? Because he ain't looking like Jesus when I ain't fall. So he was like, "Tú tienes que tener fe. Tú tienes que como like, yo, bro, you did." And I forgot what passage it was, but you didn't make sense.
Correct.
It's not making sense.
Gotcha.
You keep on giving me the same answer, like don't question God, but all right, I'm questioning you. I'm what I'm reading is different. I believe what I'm reading. I just don't believe
the way you're putting it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Punch knows the line you can't cross with me. Yeah.
Oh, he said something else. What's that comment he said up there? I can barely read. This shows me the comments.
Please say your channel again, bro, but you ain't mad at your perspective. It's not a big deal. I respect you to say it to my face, and you stand on your belief as I do mine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I appreciate it. I still felt it was necessary for me to warn you that this was back in my younger, more irresponsible days, and where I had no breaks in my mouth. You know what I mean? So just
HLD said, "Nonito, we appreciate the interview the yesterday." Thank you.
The channel is Raw Boxing TV, as the same way as you see.
I'll put it up
right here, man.
Where I have it at there. But yeah, this one we're gonna break the 4-4 on this one. This year, I think it's gonna be breaking the 4-4 because
I'm hoping.
Yeah, because it's not only about us talking about the potential fights and analyzing fights, but I respect fighters, modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. I know other people don't see it like that. I know other people just see this. I know there's fans that just care about the fight, that don't care about the fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah, he subscribed.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And everybody also subscribed to Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. So I know I'm a different type of fan when it comes to boxing. There's fans that care about the fights, don't care about the fighter. They don't want to hear about how the fighter was training. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear the story, nothing. I love the journey. I come from watching and listening to Burt Sugar and listening to the story of fighters, Like, you remember the documentaries, like you just sit back and we can still catch it.
Correct.
You still catch it. The story of how this fighter from his background. And so we understood the fighter. We understood in America. We understood the fighter from the Olympics to his professional level. We knew Oscar De La Hoya when he won the gold medal. Correct. We knew Floyd Mayweather, and then when his professional debut was on ESPN. We knew I wasn't living at that time, but you could see that people was already on Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay off the Olympics. So we knew the story. Look at the best, one of the best class, 1984.
Correct.
Mark Breeden is still a treasure in New York City. It was because of 1984. It wasn't really about his professional career. Yeah. So back then, the boxing fan, which was a major sport in America, we knew the story. But now these fans don't want to know the story. They want give me the fight now. Oh, you're not gonna fight right now. Are you a ducker? Are you a pussy? Are you Como no hay respeto of the fighter.
It's the they find more pleasure on drama than finding pleasure on looking at a fighter's journey from the bottom to the top. And this is why I kept telling people, most of these fighters, they want a helicopter ride to the top of the mountain. They don't want to climb the mountain. And the same thing you see reflected on the fans. They don't want to hear about how this fighter came from the dust and picked himself up and then fought this guy to then fight this guy to position himself to fight this guy and then ultimately becoming who he is. No, they want this fighter to just be ranked number 1, and then if all of the legacy fighters on top don't fight him, then he must be because they're ducking him. And it's like, yo, boxing is a journey, not only inside the ring, outside of the ring. How many boxers do? I mean, I'll ask you, how many boxers have you met? They got to go and fight, work a full-time job to then come home, see their kids for 30 minutes, to then get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, to then hope that their body digests that enough to, in that 15 to 20 minute drive to the gym, then go to the gym, freaking train for 3 hours to come home, sleep for 6 to tomorrow, do it all over again.
And run in the morning.
Yeah, fans don't want to see none of that. It's like the build up to who you are today doesn't interest me, when in reality it should, because maybe there wouldn't be that fighter had there not been those struggles.
Exactly.
Again,
exactly. That's why I'm intrigued. Like, yes, we don't want to hear excuses from fighters. Fighters know that. Fighter know that, because every fighter does it. All the fighter goes to training camp and they work their tail off. But people need to stop acting like a fighter is built like a basketball player. Like, hey, yo, I'm gonna practice and I'm gonna run some suicide and shoot some hoops. Their practice is fighting. Their practice is doing what you scared of doing every day. Their practice is what you avoid. Like Mike Tyson said, fighters do what people avoid every day, a fight. But put it this way, their practice, not only the fight, their practice is what people avoid every day. Sparring, just so I know where I'm at. I need to fight to know where I'm at. I need to fight to sharpen up my tools. I need to fight to know my reflexes. That's a whole different type of animal. These fighters, I know, like I said before, I know fighters that already are damaged.
Yeah,
damaged.
Correct.
Before being in the real trenches of their career, really.
Correct. Most of the damage that you take throughout your career happens during the sparring sections, not even during the actual fight. Even though sometimes you see a bloodbath, no, don't compare that bloodbath to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds this fighter has put in sparring sections, to the thousands and thousands of punches he has taken before even stepping into the ring for the actual fight. And then, I mean, no need to hear. He can tell you, if you're not getting proper recovery after a training section, you're not going to perform well.
Oh, hey, yo, let's add this. See, me as a fan, I could watch boxing, right? I could watch boxing. I could watch the lead up of fights. I could watch interviews, and I could still make love to my wife
easily.
These fighters need to train, diet, fight to prepare for a fight. Stay away from their kids most of the time, and stay away from making love. Mira, ese stress. Pero tú me estás diciendo que ya mátate. Hey, yo, that's people forget. People forget all of that,
bruh. I can't. Gracias, Dios mío, because I'm not a fan.
But that's what I mean. Like, and we were talking about that. We were talking about that yesterday. Nonito, how to turn it off after.
Yeah.
Now,
correct.
After all those weeks,
exactly, you've become this programmed animal with a gold guided, gold pushed. You know what I mean? You fight, you get out of the ring, and now what? You're looking at your wife, you're looking at people around you, your body, your psychological state of mind is still activated for the very thing you prepare for. So I
like when he said that every fighter is bipolar.
Of course, you got to have a different ways of feeling out there. You're going to be happy. You're going to be that angry monster. And your body, when you're going through stress, especially diet, when your body starts going into diet, it might change your mood as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but Punch, man, hey, I'm an early riser.
But it was great having you, my brother.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Always great chopping it up with you, my brother. Everybody subscribe to Raw Boxing TV.
Shout out to the chat. Those that love us, those that hate us, still shout out to them. And thank you for the support. Shout out to Nonito. I already subscribed to your channel. Thank you for subscribing to me. And God bless everybody. And I'll finish watching tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir. Good looking out, brother.
Be good, guys.
All right. It's about building. It's about building. So, y'all gotta, happy hour Thursday gonna be lit. Happy hour Thursday. Nonito is not bothered by criticism. Nonito is easy. It's easy past the petty stuff. Nonito is spiritual. Yes. But to see this fight, Jermall Charlo again. I'm not saying that it's not a good fight. I'm saying it's a good fight. It's a good fight. But I'm also tired. I'm also tired of people expecting Canelo Alvarez to do everything in 3 divisions. I'm tired of people or business handlers or managers, advisors, promoters, or whatever's holding back the legacies of these other fighters just for the golden ticket to fight Canelo Alvarez. I feel like fighters in 160, fighters in 175 are in position to create a legacy without Canelo Alvarez. So by the time they do fight Canelo Alvarez, when they do create that type of legacy and they accomplish that legacy, once you bring that legacy to the table versus a Canelo Alvarez, once Boo Boo, Andre, and Charlo, and let's say whoever wins, it could be Charlo beating Demetrius Andre, and then unify, and let's say Charlo beats Triple G, and let's say Triple G beats Murata, and Charlo beats him and become undisputed. He takes that undisputed middleweight championship tag, that legacy, to a Canelo Alvarez super middleweight undisputed. He takes the pound for pound versus the pound for pound. He takes the best fighting the best. He takes the legacy fight and legacy. And then we will be saying Charlo versus Canelo is a legacy fight. It's a Hearn and Hagler type of fight. It won't be a golden ticket. It won't be a sweepstakes. It won't be none of that. Both legacy will be respected. When you see the headline, both fighters and legacy will be respected. I believe the middleweight division, one of the most prestigious divisions of sport of boxing, is missing that. And if we have Demetrius Andre trying to go to the 168 to be the mandatory Canelo Alvarez, and we have Charlo calling out Canelo Alvarez, it abandons the middleweight division. You got Triple G that don't want a Charlo or Demetrius Andre, or his peoples don't want it. He want the easier fight with Murata. Get in the past. They want the easier fight for Murata just so they could secure that trilogy, right? Bivol and Beterbiev is not going to be fighting because they want to secure Canelo Alvarez. David Benavidez may not his people may not put him up with a better challenge in 168 because they waiting for Canelo Alvarez. We have 3 divisions on pause, 3 divisions with good quality pound for pound type of skillful fighters on pause because of the me next. Please, I want next. No, not you. I want next. Come on. It's so much. It's so much to give in boxing. So much. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Charlo is not a good fight with Canelo Alvarez. All I'm looking at is if Canelo Alvarez does, if Canelo Alvarez, if Jermall Charlo loses to Canelo Alvarez, let's say they fight in Cinco de Mayo, then what's next for Canelo? What's next for Charlo? What's next? What's next in terms of legacy? Who'll be fighting somebody that's not a champion? People say Caleb Plant, is he a champion? People say David Benavidez, is he a champion? What's next? So at this point, we want to see other great fights, and we have a lot of fights that doesn't have to say Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez paid his dues. Canelo Alvarez could retire right now. That's why I want to see. I want to see Canelo Alvarez just fake it. I want to see Canelo Alvarez just fake it and say I retire to see what these guys are going to do. I really want to see if Canelo Alvarez said I retire, wink, 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 and then go to, and coming back out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, in Cinco de Mayo or the Mexican Independent, like in September. I want to see would that Charlo Demetrius Andre fight come to fruition real fast? Would Bivol and Beterbiev, if people be like, you know what I'm saying, we don't even have to wait. Hey, let's get it on. He's not here. Would it? Because if Canelo Alvarez retire right now, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I retired. But yo, man, everybody, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all already know, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, smash the like button. Check out the other videos. Also subscribe to the Smelling Salt podcast. Also subscribe to PunchDrunkBoxing.net. Subscribe to Raw Boxing TV. Subscribe to Beyond. The Ring with Onito and Rachel. And everybody in the chat, man. Y'all already know, God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. The best investment you can have in your life is having God in your heart. Strengthen it. And, you know, you're going to be wealthy. That's the best wealth. Having God in your heart. That's the true wealth. Love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.